Time for business. Kate Moody's here, taking a closer look at the EU's proposed move to ban imports of coal from Russia. Tell us more, Kate.
Well, this is significant, Mark, because it means that the EU is ready to move those sanctions into the energy sector, despite its ongoing dependence on Russian imports. Ursula von der Leyen says that ban on coal imports could be worth €4 billion per year. That's just a fraction of what the bloc imports in oil and natural gas. Now, oil and natural gas do still make up over half of the EU's energy mix. Renewables are now more present than nuclear or coal energy, solid fossil fuels like coal power, over just 10% of the bloc's total energy needs. Coal is the most polluting energy source, and European nations have reduced their coal use by about 40% since 2015. Now, concretely, we know that coal is also less important to Russia's economy than other energy exports. Analysts suggest coal represents around €20 million in daily revenue, compared to $850 million from oil and gas. But the move to expand sanctions to the energy sector is symbolic. It would bring the EU closer in line with the US, which banned purchases of Russian energy about a month ago. And if approved by the 27 member states, it would indicate a real shift in Brussels.
The position of the French presidency is very clear. We stand ready to reinforce the sanctions. Oil and coal are a possibility, and then we need to discuss and to build unity among the 27 member states.
There are discussions what can be done in the area of energy, like coal and oil. There are discussions what further sanctions there could be on a trade side. But what I think it's important in this situation that we are coming forward with a strong and credible sanctions package in the views of atrocities which we are seeing what Russian army is committing in Ukraine.
Meanwhile, in another sign that Western sanctions are starting to bite, Russia said its state revenue from energy sales in March was $3 billion less than forecast. That's a drop of 38%. That data from the Finance Ministry reflecting efforts by the US, UK, and to a lesser extent the EU to find alternative energy sources since the start of the war at the end of February. The Finance Ministry, though, did say it expects revenue to jump in April as it reaps the benefits of high oil and gas prices. Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Wall Street has closed lower. The Nasdaq down over 2% at the closing bell. The S&P 500 about 1.25%. The Dow Jones 0.8% there. Deutsche Bank has become the first major Wall Street lender to forecast a U.S. recession is ahead. It cited the U.S. Federal Reserve's moves to get more aggressive in fighting inflation. Earlier, we saw a mixed close for the major European indices, the FTSE 100 rising about 0.75% in London, losses in both Paris and Frankfurt there, as data showed that economic activity in the Eurozone had slowed slightly in March. A Taiwanese electric scooter company has made its debut on the Nasdaq this Tuesday. Gogoro was founded in 2011. Former U.S. Vice President Al Gore was among its early backers. It's best known for its rather innovative battery swap program, which eliminates the needs for drivers to charge electric scooters in a wall socket. It is just the third U.S. listing by a Taiwanese firm in the last 5 years. Shares rose around 10%, giving it a market value of just over $600 million. Well, Twitter shares rose as much as 4% today after the platform confirmed that Elon Musk would be joining its board of directors. The CEO of Tesla and SpaceX announced on Monday that he held a 9.2% stake in Twitter. That makes him the biggest single shareholder, with more than 4 times the holding of Twitter's founder, Jack Dorsey. Musk is an active Twitter user. He has more than 80 million followers, although he has recently questioned the platform's commitment to free speech. He said he would seek to make significant improvements to Twitter. He's already launched a poll asking followers whether they think the site should finally make an edit button available. Twitter's CEO Parag Agrawal described Musk as both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which he thinks will make it stronger in the long term. Analysts say Musk is seeking to further expand his influence.
To accomplish something by having a stake in the company. I think he's definitely made comments saying he would potentially look to start up his own social media company. By doing this, in terms of taking a stake in Twitter and potentially, maybe the end game is acquiring the company outright, it would be a much easier endeavor to take than kind of starting something up from scratch.
Elon Musk, Mark, a man with a lot of opinions, not afraid to express them, and here another real platform for him to express this.
He courts controversy, fair to say, isn't it? Whatever he does makes headlines, and clearly whatever he tweets is going to make headlines too. Kate, thank you very much indeed. Kate Moody with all the business on the money as ever. Great to see you.